Hello! For this video, we wanted to show you some more details of each building that we have in our Lego city. So here's Ninjago City. We left off the green spire, which we were trying to get it to blend in a little bit more into the European style city that we have. And we also left off some of the more decorations to kind of help blend it in. And this was a really fun build. Really enjoyed the detail in this kit. The old world down below is really pretty neat with all of the blue tiles for the water. And here's the front of the city. We've got space for adding one more Ninjago set here. Hopefully Lego will come out with one. And we did a few modifications to the front side here, kind of over by the yellow kind of medieval style old town tower there. And we also blended it in a bit to the Ninjago City docks. Here's the backside of the city docks and Ninjago City with the black pearl off to the right. And we tried to add as many blue tile, translucent tiles as we had, but we still need to get some more. And we're also looking for any translucent bricks that we can find at Pick a Brick, but they've been out lately. So we've added as much as we can. So leading into Ninjago docks, and we've got some medieval houses here. The one on the left is from the medieval market village, and the one on the right is a custom one that we did. It's a little different than what you may have seen before. We changed the roof line, and I think it looks a little bit better here. We tried to give a lot of plants and trees kind of lining the path going up to the medieval houses and the docks. And here's kind of an overview of the harbor. We were able to squeeze in the Imperial flagship when we did our harbor expansion. And we've also got the tower bridge off to the right side too. Tower bridge has a train tracks going underneath it, and that was one of the few spots we had where we can actually kind of make a loop with our train through the city. There's the other building from the medieval market village. We got it next to the harbor there with the tower bridge in the background. Have one of the Hogwarts engines coming through the tower bridge. And this is kind of the entrance. If you follow the tower bridge across the water, you'll come in over to the Old Town castle area. Coming across the harbor from the Tower Bridge, you come into the Old Town Castle with a medieval wall that's partially protecting the city. In the old days, there would have been a complete wall around the city, but only this remains. On the left-hand side, you have a medium brown and light tan medieval style house that's built into the side of the wall. Each wall piece is actually modular. You can pull them apart and create more wall sections next to each other. The main castle keep there has some arched entrances that can go into the city, and they've been converted into street use in the modern time. Off to the right, you see a corner tower that's still part of the wall that hadn't been lost. Here's the other side of the city castle wall, and it also has a built-in breezeway that goes over the road, and that's been built into the actual wall itself. And again, the wall could have continued around the city, but now we're starting to get into actual more modern buildings that have been built into the medieval buildings. And we've got a garden kind of in front with one of the trees from the medieval market village. And here's the back side of the tower and the walls. You can see that there's some platforms that go around the perimeter of the wall that the knights would have had access to. And then in the center, that's the castle keep, that there's a gate that you'd have access to the castle inside there. So here's the other side of the start of the old town, and this brown and tan building is a custom model that we've done here, and each story comes off independently like one of Lego's modular buildings. And I used two of the medieval market buildings as the kind of the inspiration and the brick selection for it. So next to the brown medieval house, there's an alleyway that leads into the downtown area. And then right next to that is Market Street from Lego. And that was the second modular that I bought. The first one was Cafe Corner. But I was able to get that when it was still new. I bought all of the modulars new. And I don't have the little market section in this town. I took that apart and used the pieces elsewhere. Next to that is a red medieval style house that has some half timbered style design and some cross-hatched window openings to try and give it that medieval style look. And next to it is a white and gray styled medieval house that also trying to give it that old world feel. In all of these houses, the stories come apart, the roofs come off just like the modular houses. We don't have a lot of interior detail. That wasn't really what we were trying to focus on, so we were just kind of focusing on exterior design. Next to that is a tan house that is more of a townhouse style, and that was built from one of the Lego's townhouse sets. And then next to that is a yellow brick townhouse that I primarily used bricks from my old 1980s castle to build that house with. And here we are. We find ourselves at Cafe Corner, and this is kind of where it all started when I started collecting Legos again. And that was really a fun design, and it was really nice to see Lego start to put some effort into larger models for adults that were really, designed for the city. Next to that, on the right-hand side, is half of the pet shop set. And then on the left-hand side is the other half. But I've got that turned around so the front half is actually facing the square inside the town. And Assembly Square is also set that way, so the back side's kind of facing the street, and then the front side, which is more detailed and more town-oriented, is actually situated and facing the square. So here's the back side of the Cafe Corner. I have one old spruce tree, one part of the pet shop set, and then into the Assembly Square, which lends itself to be kind of made into the center of the town. In the background, you can just see the top of the Grand Emporium. And so here's a picture of our market. Looks like a Saturday market or something like that, with a blue medieval style inn in the background, and lots of little booths and people buying things. On the right-hand side, there is a centered tower that was actually made from two Tower Bridge towers that I kind of joined together. And then there's also some medieval Winter Village market kits in there with the carousel. Off to the right, you'll see a old blacksmith shop, and then another medieval market houses, the light tan and then the blue one. Here's the last part of the old town, And on the corner you have a white and black half-timbered house on a stone style base. To the left of that is a blue medieval style inn. Inside that one there actually is a little bit of detail. And then to the left of that there is the Parisian restaurant that kind of fit nicely into the area. And to the right of the red-roofed medieval house is the backside of the greengrocer. And like Assembly Square, I faced the greengrocer into the square itself.